Soulmates. Does everybody have one? Do they exist? How do you know that your partner right now is your true soulmate? And if your soulmate is out there, how do you find them? Hello and welcome to the Poke Pod, the show where we explore the strange and unusual.
Really? We're just two idiots poking stuff we don't understand.
So join us as we dare to ask the questions that nobody wants answered, such as, what is a soulmate anyway?
Should the ideas of astrology or fate play a role in your relationships?
And can you pay a psychic to draw a picture of your soulmate for only $8? I'm Erica.
And I'm Emily.
And let's do a little soul searching. I guess it is different, but you know, some people would consider soulmates and true love as much a fantasy as ghosts. That's a very skeptical perspective.
Whoa,
but
that got dark.
Not that I necessarily believe that, but I know there are skeptics out there who say that true love is all a hoax. And that's what we're talking about today. Soulmates, which I think is a specific type of love and true love. And we're not, I guess, looking into the romance so much as we are looking into the idea of a singular, amazing soulmate. Which is, the more wishy-washy topic for the day, I guess.
I think it is. I think it's an interesting topic because you kind of have to think about, well, what constitutes true love? If people don't believe in it, it's like, why? And what does that mean?
And does a soulmate necessarily have to involve true love in the romantic sense of things?
Yes.
There's kind of a whole lot to dive into. So I think maybe we should start with, do you believe in soulmates?
I don't like to. Because I'm a person that doesn't like to tempt fate, because when I do, bad things happen. And I think that if I was like, yay, I have a soulmate, then they'd probably get hit by a bus. And then I'd be like, oh no, what am I going to do now?
Yeah,
like, what are you supposed to do? If you have your soulmate and you shout it from the rooftops, then something happens to them. You don't have them anymore, and you're like, oh, well, I guess that was my one chance at being happy.
Ow! Wait, this episode is not going to be this grim throughout, I promise. Don't tune out right now. We're going to get lighter, I promise. Okay, so does that mean that you believe in soulmates? You just, like, trying to trick the universe into thinking that you don't?
I love tricking the universe. See, I'm going to knock on wood right now. Here we go.
Okay, so you do believe in soulmates then? This is all, the universe isn't listening right now. Let's just assume for the next so minutes, the universe is not listening. You do believe in soulmates.
Yes. See, I'm shaking my head while I say that to trick the universe further.
All right. Let's just have your fingers crossed through the whole episode.
And my toes.
So in that case, if you do believe in soulmates, is it always, does a soulmate have to be a one singular perfect love?
No. I feel like you could probably have a few. See, again, with my theory, it doesn't make sense for you to just have one because, again, what happens when life happens, basically.
Yeah, and I guess, I think to sort of keep going, let's address the question, do you then believe in true love? It's a hard one, I know.
I feel so put on the spot. Like I'm sweating here. Yes, and again, the whole thing with soulmates is that, just like you said, it's not necessarily romantic either.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
And I think for me, when I think of soulmates, and even true love, that's not necessarily, and often isn't at all, a romantic thing for me. I've always kind of perceived the idea as, and I've gone into trouble in past relationships for this, but I've seen it that I have multiple soulmates and will have multiple soulmates throughout my life, and very few of them are potentially going to be romantic. To me, a soulmate is just somebody that you have a deep, profound connection with, or who impacts your life in a really positive, meaningful way. Maybe it's in a singular moment or long term. But I guess someone whose soul, for lack of a better word, changes yours in a profound way. Yeah.
Or kind of, I suppose, your soul space mate?
Like, mate is in like in the mate. Yeah, mate. Yeah, buddy.
Because I guess with a soul mate, it's that their soul is supposed to match yours, right? Is it?
See, I don't know. I mean, I guess that would make sense. But then I look back at people I consider, there maybe soulmate's the wrong term. Like, I had this teacher when I was in year 3. So it would have been about, 7 or 8. And she was my absolute favourite teacher, the best I've ever had. And even though I was just like a 7-year-old, she changed my life. That was one of the best years of my education. I just I feel like I grew so much as a person, and that still, this amount of years later, has had a huge impact on me.
Yeah.
Nearly 20 years later, it's had a crazy impact on me. And so I would like to consider her a soulmate, even though I'm sure it's not reciprocated. She had hundreds of students throughout the years, probably doesn't even remember me. But that's someone who I would always consider to be an influential person on my life, and who I feel like I had a deep connection with in a way that's obviously not romantic.
So then I guess a soulmate's just people we deeply connect with.
Yeah, for me, I think that's what that is. And so therefore it makes sense that it's usually not romantic, because how many people do you romantically connect with on such a deep level in your lifetime?
That's true. And I think here's a kind of situation, or what are they, predicament? Here's a predicament. What if one person feels that the other is a soulmate, regardless of whether it's romantic, friendship, etc. And then the other person's like, huh? What? No?
Yeah, well, that would happen. I mean, we've all, relationships break up.
Yeah.
Even relationships in which one person, I'm sure, would consider the other a soulmate, and then the other obviously disagrees for some reason, and the relationship ends. Or in the case of my year 3 teacher, I'm sure she doesn't consider me a soulmate. but at the same time, then maybe she's not. Maybe a soulmate does have to be reciprocated for it to be
a true soulmate.
A true soulmate. But, I believe really close friends, the important people to you, can be soulmates just as much as. But then that belief extends to love as well. Yeah. I've always been a believer in true love is very rarely just romantic.
Yeah.
I think, you find as much love in the world as you can.
Yeah.
And I think that all those different types of love are equally as important. The love you have for a hot cup of coffee on a rainy morning is just as important and just as powerful as the love you have for your partner of 20 years.
Yes.
And I think that's all. I think love and soulmate to me is interchangeable in that way. Just soulmate just addresses a person, I suppose, other than a feeling.
Yeah. That is very powerful. And I remember you saying something similar to me, nursing me through the worst breakup of my life.
Yeah.
And
I think I was pretty drunk.
That was the one thing. Yeah, we were drunk.
Yeah.
I mean, no, we weren't. What?
Very sober.
But that was the one thing that actually really turned things around for me.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
So everyone, take note.
Yeah, I think
love your cup of coffee, not in a weird way.
Yeah, but just love and I think that comes to soulmates too. People put so much pressure on this idea of love has to fill these requirements and tick all these boxes in order to be your one true love. People sink their whole lives and they stake their happiness and their future on the idea that I have to find my soulmate. Yeah. I have to find my one romantic true love. And then if that doesn't happen for you, which for a lot of people it doesn't happen ever. A lot of people it's later in life. That's just not reality for a large portion of the population. So of course you're going to crumble and fall apart underneath that. Yeah. Whereas if you go, I've got so much love in my life in all these different factors, then it's if one of them falls apart, you don't have to crumble because you've got everything else kind of holding you up. Yeah. There's no one important love that is more precious than any other.
In that scenario, maybe you are your own soulmate and you should honor that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think you are. It sounds, I don't know, I feel like we're getting very hippy-dippy here, but I think that's true. I think... if you're able to find love in all these tiny moments and people and friendships and music, whatever it is, then you're able to love being yourself. Because it's, it's you who loves those things. Yeah. So any love that you feel for something comes from you. Even if it is your partner. Who think the sun shines out of their ass and they're the best thing to ever happen to you and they're heaven on earth, right? That feeling you feel for them still comes from you. Yeah. So that love is still in you. Yeah. Even if someone else was drawn it out, that's your love all on your own. So you still have that
Yeah.
with or without the thing that's causing it, if that makes sense.
It does.
I mean, easier said than done. Obviously, like, breakups suck, and people who do fall in love and then it doesn't work out, like, yeah, they go through hell.
Yeah.
But I just think the idea of soulmates is so misunderstood, and that causes a lot of unnecessary strife for people.
Do you believe in like destiny and fate? What's your opinions on that?
I don't think I do. And I think this comes down to kind of the whole sense of the podcast, really.
Yeah.
I just feel like destiny and fate, it just feels like things are too random and too, like, bizarre, and things don't wrap up neatly, and there's no, like, there's not always a happy ending or a satisfactory ending, or bad people don't always get punished for it. Like, things just feel too random for it to be fate or destiny.
Yeah.
Like, if it is fate or destiny, then it's kind of a fucked up version of fate or destiny. So to me, it's way easier just to be like, yeah, things are random, and good luck, bad luck, you make your own choices, all of that stuff applies in small amounts, but there's no sort of singular force.
I like to think of it like a pinball machine where there's someone there trying to just get the pinball into like
Destiny's
the little...
a kid at an arcade.
Yeah. Destiny is a kid at an arcade. You heard it here first. I just like to think of it, there's no, one person, we're not on the puppet strings. It's much messier than that and much more complicated. But I do think there's too much coincidence for things to not have been not part of some larger plan, because I think it's too messy for that.
Yep.
But it's just like little bits and pieces that are just like, no, this needs to go here in order for this to happen. So let's just shove that out.
Things do sort of have a way of ending up in a way that seems like they're always meant to end up.
Yeah.
And whether, like, I don't know if that's necessarily fate, but I think it's very easy to look at that and see patterns and want to see patterns. I think fate's a very comforting idea.
Yes. Speaking of patterns, though, astrology.
Yeah, because when you start doing a cursory research into soulmates, astrology is going to pop up. It's booming now. Everyone's so into astrology again. Thoughts? I mean, you know my stance. You're like the believer, and you're doing a hard...
I had a bad experience with someone who was way too into astrology and just ruined it. Not that I was a huge astrology person, but it was just like, I just think it's just not... I'm sorry, but these stars, I can't because they're like millions of years old and they are physically in space. Yeah. It doesn't make sense that we're like making little... I don't know how a believer could actually denounce astrology, but it's happening.
I know, that's the thing, because it's to me, it's kind of this, it's the same level of faith as it requires to believe in ghosts or spirits or heaven and hell. Like, to me, it's this big leap of this obvious evidence that we're missing, but I'm just going to believe in it because of a feeling or myself, like, experiences or whatever. So to me, that's kind of on the same level. So it's a surprise that you don't believe in it.
No, I think I did for a while, not to the point where I was looking at horoscopes and stuff.
I mean, I look at horoscopes. They're so much fun.
They're fun.
Everyone loves to read about themselves.
But guaranteed, all you have to do, Google a star sign that's not yours, and you will find probably 3 traits that match.
Yeah, because they're always so generic, and no one's like a single level of a human emotion. Everyone's got layers, like an onion.
And I feel like people who do believe in astrology who listen to this will be like, she's such a Libra. I knew it.
But then, like, what, 2 years ago they discovered a new star sign, and so all the star signs shifted over.
Yes.
So it's like people who staked their careers and lives over the idea that, like, I'm a whatever. Yeah. Suddenly you're a different... it doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, that itself should kind of prove that.
Do you know what, like, I think also that I'm like, nah, doesn't do it for me, is that the fact that, okay, you've got these physical stars, these physical galaxies. So just to get a bit existential for a minute, where we are sitting in the universe, in our galaxy, we're, like, moving at a velocity. So, like, nothing is the same. Like, everything is moving away from each other.
Yeah, everything's moving really quick.
It's like, it doesn't make sense for star signs to be a thing because it's not a permanent
thing. They're moving all the time.
We are not correlated with those stars literally at all. I do, like, of course, ancient things they used to do, like in the Pacific, wayfinding is legit.
Oh, like star mapping and like following stars. Well, that makes sense because
like
they have
using
an
that to
understanding
navigate
of geometry, and that's like maths.
That's math, science. It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But I think I think it's modern day astrology and horoscopes and like.
And it's really popular at the moment.
It is. And I just like, I mean, I still join in when people are like, oh, who's a Libra here? And I'm like, yes,
it's fun.
me.
It's so much fun.
But still when people are like, oh, I'm such a Taurus. I'm just like, oh, God.
And
sorry.
Look, it's so much fun. If you do horoscopes and astrology, then go nuts. It's not hurting anybody. Except when people... And once again, it often ties into the idea of a soulmate. But people will, especially on dating apps, be like, oh, I think you're attractive and I like your whatever, but I can't date you because you're a Gemini.
Yeah.
It happens. And they're like, we're just not... I have like friends who have said that to me. They're like, oh, I would never date a, Scorpio or whatever.
That doesn't make any sense.
And it's insane. Because like, what if you... Yeah, like that's nuts. That's an insane way to discount somebody. And it's not like, oh, I never date redheads, which is still stupid, but like at least you're admitting that it's an aesthetic choice. People like think this is so serious.
Yeah.
Okay, but you know what? If you are struggling, if you do believe in soulmates and one true love, and you are struggling to find a soulmate, there's potentially a solution out there for you. I heard about this a long time ago, and I put my foot in for the podcast, and I said I'd do this. I'd go out and find my soulmate for you.
Oh, thank you. You didn't have to do that.
So I went online, and there is a service that a lot of people provide where you can give them your
where this is going.
name and date of birth, and they will, using psychic abilities and astrology and tarot cards, give you a drawing of your soulmate. They will intuit who your soulmate is, just draw them, and send you that picture so you can better identify them. So I did this.
Oh, my gosh.
I did this 2 days ago. I got 2 different psychics because I thought, like, surely if I have a singular soulmate, they'll be the same.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Drawing.
Imagine if they were.
Yeah, and I paid the money to go and get the psychic to give me my soulmate. The first one, I got one which was a bit cheaper. One was $8.
Yeah.
The other one was $14. Like, these are not expensive services.
Yeah.
Like, the turnaround is like 12 hours. It's pretty astonishing. You can go online, pay $8 and have your soulmate's picture in 12 hours.
Do they just... I have theories.
Yeah.
Do they just pick from, like, a bunch of things that they've already drawn?
This is what I'm thinking. So the first one I got back was the cheaper one, the $8 one. And I got a 19-paged, what appears to be a handwritten letter, like scanned, sent through email. But I think they've actually used like a font that looks like handwriting. Just because it's
Can
bizarre.
I look at this? Oh my gosh.
You can have a look. I'm going to post all of this on the website.
Yeah.
So for this next segment, you might want to follow along at home. So thehokepokepod.com.au. Click on this episode and you will see what I'm about to show our dear Emily here. And it is quite funny. So I was expecting just to get the pictures, but I got a whole lot more than that. This psychic gave me the personality, the potential star sign, the potential letters of the name. I believe they will have an M and an E in their first name.
Wait, that's in my name. Backwards, it's M.
It's also in my ex's name though, so it's like it's all over the place, you know? Now for this first one,
wait, yeah, okay.
all I had to do was put in my first name. They didn't even want my last name and my date of birth. Mm-hmm. This person did ask for preferences, male or female. Then they gave like a whole bunch of like races, which I thought was a little bit shady. I feel like if it's your soulmate, race wouldn't come into it. Mm-hmm. And I picked the no preference. Mm-hmm. So this person there's a lot of like astrology maths in it. So this person is starting with an M or an E. Mm-hmm. They are reasonable, loving, brave, has a great internal potential, character flaws, at times attention-seeking, and at times an incorrigible dreamer, which I think is such an interesting...
Incorrigible? Wait, what does incorrigible mean?
It means like really like intense, sort of like you scallywag is how I think about it. I don't know if that's the right definition.
Well, you have to find out because it's your soulmate.
Exactly. And then it said we would meet in a crowded place.
That's not helpful. What do you...
But
Train station?
I did get the picture. So I'm going to...
I wanna see.
Yeah,
Oh my
you've never
God.
seen this before, so I'm going to hand you the printout.
Okay, let's see.
Now, it's a woman. The picture is not particularly detailed. She looks a bit like a mannequin.
She does.
There's no discernible features.
She does kind of look like a mannequin. She could
be
She,
literally anyone.
yeah, but she looks like she could be like on The Bachelor or something.
Yeah, very obviously Caucasian, long brown hair, very symmetrical face. Honestly, I don't think that that's going to help me identify my soulmate.
No, it
Could be
She kind of looks
anybody.
like one of those. I used to play Star Doll.
Yeah,
when I
she
was
looks
a
like one
kid.
of those dolls
She
you
looks
put
like
clothes
one
on.
of the dolls from Star Doll.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of information, and I'm very grateful for the 19 pages.
Maybe she's very nice. I don't know.
I'm sure she's got a lovely personality. She's not unattractive by any means. She's just not really got anything to say about her.
But if you know anyone, look at this picture on the website.
Look at the picture.
If you know
oh my
anyone
God,
that
please,
looks
if you
like
know
her,
this person.
let Erica know.
Now, this is where it gets a little bit more interesting because I then, a couple hours later, got the second response
Oh
back.
my gosh, is it
And
the same?
well, that's the thing. Will it be the same person? This was the more expensive service.
Yeah.
First and last
14.
name. Star sign and date of birth and all that. No preferences. So my concern was that they'd assume heterosexuality.
Yeah.
And also gender based on the name.
Yeah.
Which they did. It's a boy. So already that's different between the two people. But this one was a lot less information, was actually better. It was typed, a better quality drawing, and a lot more information about the personality. He's confident. He knows how to react in unexpected situations. He loves music. He loves spreading good vibes all around the room, word for word. Trustworthy. He has self-discipline. He's a pacifist. I would get along with him 82%.
Huh.
I thought interesting. I thought if it was my soulmate, might be a little bit higher.
Yeah.
I think 82%.
Even for soulmates, it's a reach.
Yeah, and this was the part that was kind of surprising to me. You're probably going to meet this person in the next month.
The next month?
Months, with a plural.
Okay.
So I'm going to assume by the end of the year, I'm going to meet this person.
Okay.
So yeah, remember, loves music, easygoing spirit, non-confrontational, relaxed attitude.
You better keep your heart open then. Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. Would you like to see
Oh,
this
yes.
mystery man?
Show me. He looks like he plays tennis. Is that a Nike
He's got
sweatband?
a Nike sweatband on his head.
Okay, I'm not even kidding. I swear I know someone that looks like this.
Don't joke around with me. He looks like he would be like playing tennis and eating quinoa and be like, I'm just gonna go to like the hot yoga studio for like a couple hours, babe.
Who does he look like?
He looks like I'm so unattracted to this drawing of this man. Also, how specific that my psychic saw him in a Nike sweatband.
Yeah, that's so random.
Should I start hanging around tennis courts?
Do you want to? Like, Lord?
I don't want to meet him.
Lord does.
He does not appeal to me. A relaxed, easygoing, fun-loving guy who looks like this is so unappealing.
I just realized who he looks like.
No.
I'll tell you later.
Oh, no. Okay. Are they single?
Yeah.
Fuck. Would I like them?
I don't know because
Is
I
this
don't know
psychic right?
them.
Didn't
I
I
need
just
to
find my
ask.
soulmate?
I need to ask because I'm not directly friends with them, so I need to.
Okay. See,
I'm aware this picture is going to be going on our website, so I'm not going to be specific here.
It's just, these two people are so different. One is definitely, I think I got a better bang for my buck with the higher price. They both look like they could be on The Bachelor.
I'm just going to
They're
hang
both
on.
so
Put that down.
generic looking. Are you messaging in podcast? Yeah. We'll see if we get a response by the end of the podcast. Live time.
Just talk amongst yourselves.
Live time, I might meet my soulmate. This is exciting. I feel like I should like an old timey, like medieval monk. I feel like I should go and like plaster this up in the town square. Like, has anybody seen this man? Let me know if you've seen this man. Like, wanted.
Oh my god, that's actually a really good idea.
What am I supposed to make of this? He looks like a dick. Like I said, they're both attractive. They're both white. Like, this person obviously was presuming I was heterosexual.
Yeah.
And also, this guy's wearing a Nike sweatband. That is such an odd choice. The psychic drew the Nike symbol. You could have just drawn a sweatband without the Nike symbol. You didn't need to draw that.
Maybe he's self-conscious about his hairline. I don't know.
Why Nike? That's like, does the psychic have like ties with Nike? I don't understand. But there you go.
It's Erica's soulmate.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say.
Far out. So if you want to find your soulmate and you're desperate, you can just pay a psychic.
But, okay, I already got a response. I think it's debunked. I think I was wrong.
Doesn't look like them?
No. So the hunt continues.
The hunt continues.
But I was going to say, if there was a day where psychics were digging into your brain and figuring out, who was your soulmate, did you feel like...
You think that's how they're doing it?
I don't know, but did you feel weird? That psychics were thinking about you?
It was kind of a crazy day, like decided to move house, got a place. Like it was that day, there was a lot going on, certainly. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I necessarily felt probed by a psychic mentally. I couldn't speak to that particularly. I'm just disappointed that they're both so different. I was really hoping both psychics would get me. I mean, they're not that different, are they? Really, they could be siblings.
Maybe they are. I don't know.
Maybe my soulmates are two siblings.
But also, we've already said in this podcast you can have more than one soulmate.
That's true. So maybe these are both my soulmates in different ways.
This one you're going to meet in the next few months, right? And then this one maybe 10 years.
Yeah.
And then she won't look as generic.
Well, see, I was thinking, what if
she's lovely.
paid a psychic? Like this psychic, what if you paid a psychic to do your soulmate reading and they sent you back a picture of like an 80-year-old? Does that mean that you're not going to meet your soulmate until you're in your 80s?
Or does it mean that your soulmate's literally an elderly person?
An elderly person. Know. It's just there's a lot of variables.
I'm intrigued. I think...
Put the word out if you've seen this man. Please let us know. I'm more interested in the man than the woman just because she does look like a mannequin. He at least looks like a real person.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it kind of goes into like, do you believe in psychics?
No.
Whoa. Okay.
Did you expect me to believe in psychics?
Kinda, yeah. They've been around a long time. There's a lot of things you can't explain that they do. And they're alive.
That's true. But I think once again, it comes into that thing of I just feel like I would have seen or experienced something personally by this point. I mean, admittedly, I've never been to a psychic before.
Well, there's your problem.
Okay, let's go to a psychic. Let's do this.
We should do this next.
We're going to do one episode on psychics. We're going to go to psychics and see if they can figure something out.
Yeah.
And what's the verdict, I guess, on soulmates?
Well, after seeing these pictures,
I think my verdict at the very least is I do think soulmates exist, but not in the sense that most people understand them. I don't think one true love exists. I don't think there's one person out there for you. I think a soulmate is lots of people who have made an impact on your life for the better. And I think soulmates exist in all forms, in your friends, in your family, in teachers, in mentors. I think that's all part of making you who you are and affecting your soul. And so that's a soulmate.
That's lovely. I think for me, I just don't talk about it so that the universe doesn't hear me. So I have no opinions.
No opinions. I do not.
I think they exist and it's all true. Okay, what?
Yeah, okay. Yep.
Next.
I heard you. I didn't hear you. Nothing. All right.
La, la, la. Yeah, you know?
I know.
It's, I can't, because this is just like, you can't see what my face is doing right now.
There's a lot of like winking and expressions in grimacing for the listeners out there.
Lots of crossing of fingers, crossing of toes.
She's just a big old pretzel.
I'm a big old pretzel. You know what? Yeah, but that's kind of where I'm at. I think if you're happy, you're happy. Be happy with it and don't overthink it. Do not look into the night sky and be like, what's my future partner doing?
The universe will curse you.
Yeah.
Spite you.
Don't
Don't tempt fate.
I don't think I can debunk the entire history of astrology, though. That's pretty disrespectful.
Oh, you've swung round.
I think it would be wrong of me. I think I let my personal bias get in the way.
Oh, your personal history. Okay, so
this is the first time a verdict has changed
midway through the verdict. I know. So the verdict is a tentative maybe?
tentative maybe for astrology because it has been around a very long time. But so this is hard for me as a believer because I'm like, scientifically it makes no sense.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but people truly swear by it. But again, don't go into a room and be like, oh my God, I'm such a Taurus.
Yeah, okay. Just don't be a dick about it. I think is pretty much sums it up. Don't be a dick.
Yeah. And go pay for your soulmate to get drawn.
Do it, $8. That's it. You'll find them in a couple months.
And then please send it to us and we'll add it to our collection.
Oh, please. You know, if you sent it to us, maybe we can add it to the website and we can have like if you know any of these people, contact us and we can like do a little soulmate hookup thing.
This is like a dating site.
It's like a dating site. If you have your soulmate drawn, send it to us. We'll put it on the website. That way, if anyone spots this person, we can get you two in contact.
Oh my God. We're starting a new service. And we could get their faces printed on the shirts.
Oh my God, you're thinking so well right now. Yes.
Just like a collage.
I know.
See, you can just go into a crowded street and be like, are you any of these people?
On this shirt, please study my shirt for a long time. Make sure it's important.
Is that your new pickup line?
Okay.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, this has been the Hoke Poke Pod.
I'm Erica.
And I'm Emily.
We'll see you next time. You've reached the end of the episode. Thanks for listening. If you liked us, please download the episodes and leave a comment or review. Or even better, share it with some of your friends.
We have a website you can check out, hokepokepod.com.au.
Yep.
And we have an email, hokepokepod@gmail.com.
Yeah,
Please.
the email is thehokepokepod@gmail.com. No, wait, fuck. The website's the hokepokepod.com.au and the email is just hokepokepod. It's all on the website. Just Google Hoke Poke Pod and we'll be there.
Clearly, we're great at our own marketing. But yes, please feel free to reach out to us.
And if you're looking for your soulmate, maybe they're on the website, so come check it out.
Yeah.
Send us an email just with comments, questions, anything really.
Yeah.
We're there for you. We'd also like to thank Giamo Timble for designing all of our graphics that you'll see. He's amazing. Thank you very much.
And we'd like to thank our ever-patient editor, Rob, for all the work he does. Because he's great.
He is. And we'd like to thank you for listening. Share it, get the word out, send us a message, come chat. We love it.
We will talk to you.
See you next time. We'll talk to you at some point. You'll hear from us. A big voice in the sky when you least expect it.
Oh, God.
I think that's been it.
See ya.
Bye.
A big voice in the sky.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are we God now?
We might be. We're connecting soulmates. That's more or less God.